My name is Rosie Bruell. I was born in Nagykanizsa in Hungary. I came from a middle-class family, and as my father had a glass and china shop in the main road, on the main road of the city, we came in contact with all sorts of people. And I went to a school after I finished my primary school. In a Jewish school, I went to a non-Jewish school, so where we mixed with other people as well. Anti-Semitism was there, but it was never so prevalent as perhaps in Poland. The Hungarian Jews were the last one to be deported in 1944. We hoped against hope that we will be able to survive the war in our own country, but unfortunately it didn't happen that way, because on 19th of March, on my birthday, the German occupation took place, and with the help of my government, the Hungarian government, they were very keen to deport 500,000 Jews to Auschwitz and different parts of Poland and Germany. Half a million Hungarian Jews were taken, which was not necessary because the war was already lost. But the Germans had time and energy and rolling stock to take millions of people in the last minute to their death. So still we traveled for 3 days, and in Red Wagon a very painful thing happened to me, because we were allowed to bring some food with us, and I packed some sausage, some csabai for my brother. That was his favorite. He was a very poor eater, and that was his favorite. And while we were in the wagon, he asked me to give him some of that. And I said, look, we don't know how long we are traveling, and it's at the bottom of the suitcase. When we get there, I will give you some. And now I feel always guilty that I denied him probably of his last meal. We were separated. The men went with one way. Well, my brother, who was 14 at that time, went with my father and with one of my uncles. Everything was very fast. We couldn't even say goodbye to each other. And I was in the other column with the women, and I stood at the row between my mother and my sister. And when the selection came, my sister was shown one way, and my mother the other way, and I just stood there. I didn't know which way to turn to follow my sister. My heart was saying I should go with my mother, but at that second I was pushed towards my sister, and I think that moment really saved my life. But I lost my mother, and I saw her walking away with a forlorn look in her eyes, begging me to go with her. And I was unable to fulfill her last wish. And my only consolation really still is that she didn't know what was going to happen to her. Neither did we. And that was the most painful memory for me from the Holocaust. It was a terrible time because I could hardly walk. My foot was infested, and by that time we were skin and bones, and my sister didn't feel much better either, although she could walk better than I could. She helped me a great deal and encouraging me, and arriving on Bergen-Belsen, the corpses were piled up, frozen, naked, their eyes and mouths wide open, and dreadful. You could see the dreadful agony on those faces. And there was nobody to bury them. And they were frozen stiff. It was a very, very cold winter. And that was the first sight of Bergen-Belsen. I saw my sister, how much she was suffering, and both of us. And I thought, well, I tried to kill my sister first, cut her veins, and I'll do mine. And then I thought, what will happen if I botch this up? I kill her and I will stay alive. How can I bear this? I couldn't, my conscience couldn't have stood up for that. So shortly after the liberation came, and that saved our lives. All of a sudden I saw some trucks coming in, and they didn't look to me like German trucks, and they were British. And they said, I went back and I said, well, I think we have been liberated because there are some soldiers there. They don't look German. And then that's how we came to the liberation. They shaved our heads because we were full of lies. And they put that, it was like a trampoline, I remember, put that on there, and the beautiful warm water was coming all over me. And I couldn't believe it, that something like this could happen to me again. And I felt, well, this is liberation. Now I am on the way to be a human being again. When we arrived in Sydney, it was a crisp, nice, sunny August day. It will be 1st of August now. We came in 47. That will be 55 years. Yes? And I stood on the deck and I saw this beautiful bridge and the harbor and everything, and I thought, I really felt like a phoenix risen from the ashes. And I felt, this will be my home, no turning back. And I achieved that. I really achieved it. I think it was very useful to me. I felt that I am amongst people I can talk freely. And I thought I have a sort of a duty to my people, to my parents, to talk about what happened, because once we are gone, who is going to talk about them? People who come to visit the Holocaust Center, some of them I heard about what happened, some of them just don't know anything about it. When you come, when the students come, or anybody for that matter, should speak to the survivors. They all have a story to tell, and please believe them, even if it's very difficult to believe, because we ourselves sometimes couldn't believe that things had happened.